Welcome back to Stuck with Six. I'm so super duper excited to finally be hosting and leading this activity. It did take 13 episodes, but finally it's Everett's turn. Seeing as this has been such a difficult year for so many people, I figured what better way to use our platform than to offer some advice to our adoring fans. So we reached out across our social media platforms.
Wait, since when are we qualified to give advice? We can't even keep a group together.
As Sloane so helpfully interrupted to say, I guess we're not like legally liable for like any of the advice that we give, but do with it what you will. It's like a fun choose your own adventures. Let's get to it. First up, Llama Del Rey asks, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received that everyone should live by? I guess, to thine own self be true.
When it comes to the cause of justice, I take no prisoners and don't believe in compromises. Mary Frances Berry.
Never, and I mean never, trust a fart.
Be a cupcake in a world of muffins. They're cuter and more delicious.
You know, nothing really comes to mind as far as like real good advice that like anyone's choosing to give to me, but like advice that I choose to give to others would be always love yourself first. Because if you don't love you, why should anyone else have to?
Drink a lot of water and don't skimp on the lubricant.
Jelly Beans says, I was hanging out with my fiance, having a Netflix and chill date night, when suddenly I farted. He started yelling at me for stinking up the room and stormed out. This was 2 weeks ago and we haven't talked since. I think this might be his way of breaking up with me. What should I do?
What? Are you kidding? No, all because of a little toot? I don't know, he sounds horrible. I'm so sorry, but like, that's a natural thing. Your body needs to get rid of that gas. If you're eating a bunch of beans, that's what happens. That's so not okay. You deserve better.
Yes, to agree with Gemma, he does sound like a douche canoe, and this douche canoe should capsize, and he should drown in a sea of farts. That's his punishment. Though, you know, I would agree with him if his reasoning was because you said the word toot.
To agree with everybody else, yeah, that's bad. That's toxic behavior. His behavior is more toxic than your toots, babe. Get out of there. Be free. Run wild. Unleash your toots onto the world. Don't put up with that.
Carmen Baker says, I love my boyfriend, but he is so vanilla in the bedroom. How do I suggest spicing things up without scaring him off?
So I'm going to say that communication is key. A partner should care about your needs as much as you care about theirs, you know, and if they try to kink shame you, then get out of there. That's not worth it. You don't want to deal with that. That's not a person that you want to get busy with. So there are tons of ways to keep things like fun and exciting and fresh in the bedroom, or in the kitchen or in the living room. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers, just as long as everybody's comfortable, consenting, and the communication stays alive. You could start small with maybe some sensory play, you know, like a blindfold, perhaps, a little bit of light bondage, handcuffs, kind of ropes, but get soft ropes or like specialty ropes, a little bit of role play, which is really fun. And you get to play with that like dominant submissive dynamic, which can be really fulfilling in the bedroom. There are tons of BDSM resources online, and you can totally DM me if you want some like recommendations. That's absolutely fine. Orgasm control, denial, edging, that kind of thing can be really interesting and is like a really neat way to tease your partner and have like that kind of fun power trip kind of relationship. I know it can be intimidating, but you could also try fisting. Fisting's
okay,
really
I think Everett, next question.
Yes, okay.
There's no water.
Mystery Machine 05 asks, any tips to improve my confidence? I feel like I'm always apologizing for my existence. I just want to feel comfortable in my own skin.
Well, I think obviously I'm the person to answer this one. So I would just say, you know, that it's important, don't take this the wrong way, but when you look good, you feel good. Or at least in my case, I find that's true. Like, you know, like I just like love like looking at my own reflection. It really brings me joy. And I look so good. I feel so good. So like, maybe like, think about that. Like, do you feel good about how you look? And if not, maybe get a makeover, hun.
Yeah, like, or like if you can't get a makeover, like maybe you could like hire a fake boyfriend or something to like really help construct the appearance of confidence, Percy. Ultimately, I don't think that's like what we should be telling people and what we should be advising people to do is like focus on the outside instead of the inside, because like you can put like a really pretty coat of paint on like a really broken down, ugly house, and the house is still gonna fall apart eventually. Look at our inside first.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, we all have such different opinions, but the opinion I would have loved to hear is Pat's. Like, imagine if Pat was a part of this channel as intended, what would she have to say about this? You know,
yeah, like that is like actually like
wonder.
a really cool like thought experiment. Like we can like think all we want about like what like Pat would say, but like that's not like the reality we live in.
Okay, so was it really Grace's fault that we kept getting into fights?
Okay, well, all I was trying to say is that it's not bad.
No, we're just gonna keep moving on. We're not gonna. Everett, you have another question. We're just gonna new path.
Sorry, is this how the channel works now? Or moderator just kind of gets to decide who gets to speak and who doesn't? Lex is cut off and censored for some people's prudish tendencies, and now I guess I'm not supposed to express myself either. So just
you're expressing yourself a lot.
That's actually a good question, Percy.
Everett!
The littlest blue fairy says, I recently learned that my friend Annabelle always asks our whole friend group to FaceTime before she asks me. She only asks me if no one else says yes. I tried to talk to her about it, and she denied it. What should I do? Actually, I'm going to jump in and take this one because I think I can really like connect with this one. You really need to hold Annabelle accountable. And that like if she's not willing to like own up to the way that she's been treating you and like mistreating you, honestly, that like maybe you should just cut her out of your life entirely. She's toxic and you don't need that. Just no more Annabelle, just out of the way. Because like if she like started a YouTube channel, I think that like she'd probably like just be doing it to like publicly humiliate you. Like I think that's probably what Annabelle would do. And she'd probably like as we've seen, she probably wouldn't even pick you first. She'd probably pick like some really boring, weird person who like you didn't even realize that she would have wanted to like work with, let alone like create this thing that would require like a whole bunch of time together with, and like then just like pick you as like a second choice, and then like construct the whole thing to like make fun of you and then post it on the internet. Yeah, I think like you really just don't need Annabelle in your life. Flowers for Brit says, my former childhood friend, let's call her Hope, ghosted me years ago without explanation. She recently reached out and apologized and wants to be friends again. She really hurt me, but she was very important to me a long time ago. What should I do?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
I'm gonna take this one. Sorry, Gemma. I think you have given this Hope a chance, and you should move on before they hurt you even more and make a joke of you. They spat in your face and you move on, because that's the strong, independent person that you are, and you keep going. You pick yourself up.
Okay, let's not around. There's no Annabelle. There's no Hope. We're just talking about Grace. Whitney, you just don't want me to say Grace's name because you decided for the group that Grace shouldn't be here. And yeah, maybe everyone doesn't want to forgive her because she did something that not everybody loved, but maybe everybody should have been in that decision.
Whitney, should I just move on to the next question?
Yeah, Everett, that would be great.
The mighty hippopotamus says, how do you know when it is time to forgive or when it is time to end the relationship?
I'll take this one. I mean, when someone does wrong, usually I think it's time to forgive when they apologize and state that they understand what they did was wrong. For example, perhaps if your friend per se was to post an apology video on a YouTube channel, showing how much she feels bad about the things that she's done, I think that is a pretty suffice thing to have happen to allow you to grow past that situation.
Yes, a YouTuber apology. The bow on the box. That's genuine friendship, is it? That's accountability. A YouTuber apology. It is disingenuine. Someone is covering up their image and they've been caught doing a thing, so that is why they apologize, not because they're actually sorry.
Grace feels bad, Whitney.
Well, I'm just going to jump in here and say that, like, I agree with Whitney. I mean, what does it mean to, like, give Grace back this platform when, has she really learned anything? Sure, she's apologized, but ideally you don't apologize because, like, you want the other person to forgive you. You apologize because you actually feel bad about the things you've done. And I don't think she does.
I have to disagree. And I actually agree with Sloane. And I appreciate, being publicly humiliated? No. But at the same time, I think that in a weird way, the good sort of has outweighed the bad. I mean, we all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Grace. I guess I have found that this channel has been a comfort, or has been nice to be around others in a time that can be lonely. So I don't know. I sort of feel like it's somewhat disingenuous not to credit some of that to Grace, who's not to say that she didn't make mistakes. But maybe she should get a chance to be forgiven, because, she did do lots of good as well as some not so good.
I mean, like, no offense, Whitney, but like the thing just ran smoother with Grace at the helm. Like, it's just maybe perhaps Grace is better at the whole moderating thing, and Grace knows technology a little bit better than you.
Were we in the same Zoom? Because she didn't apologize until she got caught, and I have known her for 15 years, and maybe I am just trying to use prior knowledge to protect the group. Huh? Ever think of that?
But if we think about it, yeah, like, I get that she originally was trying to turn us against each other or whatever and stir the pot, but like, did it work? I mean, like, we all still choose to be here. Like, clearly, like, yes, we have our disagreements, and here and there, maybe we rub each other the wrong way, but I mean, we all choose to do this. We're still doing it now. And maybe we're just like a dysfunctional little family. And I can't help but wonder, if maybe Grace is a part of that family.
For once, what Percy said.
What are you suggesting? That we just bring Grace back?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds like a horrible idea, like really bad.
Lex, what do you think?
I think that what Grace did sucked. She wanted to accomplish something and she did it in the wrong way. And I think that we should hold her accountable. But all that said, what's the point of going through life without forgiving people when they hurt you? Nobody's perfect. You treat people the way that you want to be treated in that situation, right? And I don't know. It's tough.
Gemma, what do you think? It's hard. We all mess up. We've all done things that we're not proud of. And I don't know. I just sort of feel like maybe we should extend that olive branch to her.
Yeah,
but you're so kind, Gemma. And I know that you really don't like conflict. And to me, I just sort of feel like maybe this would be a way to eliminate conflict by addressing our unresolved feelings. I'm not saying that we're not holding Grace accountable, and I'm not saying that we're just letting her off the hook, but maybe welcoming her back and having these difficult conversations would be more productive.
But you can also be kind and still have firm boundaries with people who have hurt you before, so they don't hurt you again.
Can you let me talk? You will keep on interrupting me. I'm sure I'm not going to say something right away, but it's because I'm thinking. I'm not stupid. I know that you're trying to sway me. I'm aware of the situation, and I can't believe that you're putting me in this particular one. You know how I feel about conflict. I don't like it, and I really want everyone to get along. And I'm just really overwhelmed and confused because I love Grace. Like, she's still my friend. She just did something that I didn't like. It's just a lot, and I don't appreciate that you all are making me pick sides and treating me like a child. Okay, I don't like it.
Gemma, we need you here.
No.
Gemma, I am sorry. That was stupid and selfish, and you don't deserve that.
Gemma, I'm sorry too. I was being selfish, and I'm sorry that I spoke to you that way. That was stupid of me.
Apology accepted.
Great. As I was saying, seeing as this group is a democracy, I think we should vote on Grace's return.
I just think that this is not a good idea.
And let's see what the rest of the group thinks.
I think it's a good idea. I think we should vote. It's fair.
I think it's necessary.
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, all those in favor of Grace returning, please raise your hand.